I cooked 2 mice at the same time.
Science.
Oh, no.
What happened?
We're live and the music ain't playing. It's the day that the music died.
Okay.
The hotkeys were on air.
It's fine.
Yesterday, I left the mic on when Jake walked in.
Yeah, he needs to learn how to use that board properly.
Jake, I'll get you.
I've been using that board for probably a couple years now.
Probably.
Time is just doesn't exist.
If you ever find a pumpkin seed in one of your sandwiches that you love, your big sandwiches that you eat on lunch break, you know Jake's famous big sandwiches, Cole. If you ever find a pumpkin seed in there, that was my attempt at killing you.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. I always check my sandwiches
It'll grow in his stomach.
just in case those
No,
jerks
it's not how plants
put
work.
lettuce in there.
What?
So it's gonna be a failed attempt, buddy.
Hold up, Jake. Yeah, that's right. We already talked about you not liking lettuce.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Cruisin the Planet. If you're watching live, you'll be able to see me up here in this little corner. Doo-doo-doo-doo. There you are.
Yay, we see Ethan now. I mean,
I see him over there.
But you guys can
Y'all
see
have
him
always
now.
been able to see me.
And
I'm
if
not
you're on the
incorporeal.
podcast, you've never seen us. Sorry.
If you're on the podcast, you've never seen us. Or you have seen us because you've gone to kxtr.com/network and watched our YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Yes,
Or you've
please
came
do.
here while he was working.
Yeah, or you broke in one day.
I mean,
Oh, wait. People are allowed to come to the station.
yeah.
Yeah, we can literally give tours anytime.
Old COVID jokes.
COVID. Never. Don't even.
That's
What?
not what we're here to talk
Oh,
about,
God.
though. Today we're here to talk about KXTR's fixed its stream on TuneIn. That's what I did. You can head to tunein.com. You can search up KXTR.com, and you can play us on their player on any of your smart apps. As soon as that... Actually, now that I think about it, that might not have gone through yet. I haven't gotten a confirmation
Oh,
email.
no.
It's coming to TuneIn.
Right.
Meaning that
It's
you
happening.
can talk to your smart speakers and they can play over stuff.
That's so exciting,
We've done
though.
administrative streaming work and we're fixing problems that we've previously had with old hardware.
So we can say, Alexa, play KXTR.
Basically.
Yay, so much fun.
Nice.
You can
you can have the PSA for
Government
that.
bug compatibility.
Jake, you're going to like this next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Femboy Hooters.
Oh God, I hate those memes.
So,
I am so confused. I did not look
Cole
them up
doesn't know
earlier.
what's up.
Like, okay. Do you want me to explain it or?
Yeah.
Okay, so
And then
it's-
give me your 2 cents.
It's this meme going on Twitter where like, it's not just like femboy Hooters. It's
Goth IHOP.
yeah, it's like a bunch of different like kind of stereotypical archetypes.
Foot Papa John's.
Like kind of like, I don't know if we're allowed to say the word starts with an F, E-T, so forth.
I wouldn't say that it's like a fetish thing. It's just more of like they've picked.
But it is like a fetish thing, you know. It's like these
it's
are
the
like
concept of like your like those maid cafes over in Japan.
no, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I
But
got the
put
idea
that
of it.
put that onto waiters and waitresses in America.
No, I get.
How would we do it?
I get the idea of that, but like to me, I just see it as people trying to find an excuse to like draw art of an archetype that they really like.
That's true. However, the weirdos on the internet are always going to find a way. However, Femboy Hooters means I can start working there in the wait staff.
Yeah.
All right,
Jake, would you not want to work at Goth IHOP?
not really. No,
Uh,
I don't like working in food service.
I understand that, but if you had to,
If you had to pick some sort of
you
food
had to pick
service.
one of them, what food service would you pick, and then what would be the bit that you play off of that? Personally,
I don't even know. I don't even like the meme, dude. Like,
I'm personally
I don't keep
thinking
up with it.
Wow. How could you?
I don't like a lot of memes.
Pirate Olive Garden.
Pirate
I'm pretty
Olive
sure they
That's
already.
the one I'm sliding onto the table.
Garden. Yes.
Cole, let me give
I
me
love
yours.
pirates. Ooh.
These breadsticks are to die for.
Oh my god.
I think you're missing the point of the meme.
I think you're not playing along, Jake. And if you're gonna be like this, then we can't have our nice, actual conspiracy topic that I picked out this week just for you.
You are holding that for ransom. Okay.
I am holding it for ransom because it's really scary, actually.
Oh boy, I am excited.
Y'all don't use credit cards, do you?
What about like Punk Starbucks.
Punk Starbucks?
Yeah.
Okay. So like you go to pick your order and it's less like preppy pastel and more what?
Well,
More
like,
denim?
Yeah.
Jake, you look hurt. What's going on?
I'm just
He's trying to picture it, and it hurts
no.
him.
It's not even. I'm trying to picture it. This is like I'm not even gonna say it because I want to get to the conspiracy topic. It's just the truth.
You
This-
gotta pay me
This
first.
is like
I'm
eating
the
your green
ferryman.
beans before you get the fried chicken.
Eat your frog first.
I don't eat frog.
But if you had to eat a frog, which I'm making you do right now, you're gonna want to eat it first. Otherwise, we have to come back to this later.
I don't even know where to start. I just don't think that you're getting the meme. Like, it's not just an archetype. It's like an archetype.
Cowboy waffle iron.
What?
There's no. Are you thinking Waffle House?
Waffle
Yeah,
House.
Waffle House itself is already like
Isn't it
an
already
anomaly.
Southern, though? Like, isn't that waffle?
Waffle House is already like an anomaly.
A fight pit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fight
It is
pit,
an
yeah.
anomaly though. They were all made in 1957.
Somehow they just.
They
appeared.
all it haven't been clean since 1950s. I went
When
to
they
a-
were first created, they were made by aliens, weren't they?
I went to Waffle House once, and
They
the
had
food
What
was
about the
really
Arby's,
good,
though?
but like the place was really dingy, and
There's someone who loves Waffle House. It's their favorite place.
yeah.
Anytime they get a chance to, we're eating there. Okay. It's like it's a decree.
I've never had it.
They love breakfast food. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I don't blame them.
I'm not.
It's like the one
You're-
thing.
Dinner food.
You're not a breakfast food person. What do
Yeah,
you mean
no.
dinner food though?
You know, anything that's not.
What is a
breakfast.
dinner? Actually, you know what? Hold up. Dinner foods aren't real.
What? It's only lunch.
Yeah, it's
Lunch
breakfast
for
or
dinner.
lunch. It's breakfast or
Okay.
lunch because breakfast foods like they're a thing. Lunch foods, they're a thing. Dinner foods is just everything else. But in larger quantities.
Yeah, that
Is
is
that-
true. Dinner food really is just either.
Dinner food doesn't exist.
No, dinner food is either lunch food but larger
No, it
quantities
doesn't
or larger
exist in
quality.
America.
Yeah. The country.
We live in America.
The world.
though.
Yes, I
Whole.
understand that.
That's the
but
whole world, though.
No, it's not.
Have you been to
This
space?
is the problem.
Have you
It's
been to
all Ohio.
It was always
It was
Ohio.
always
always was.
Ohio. Always was.
Oh my! No.
So walk me through a dinner food then, Cole. Name Oh, you like dinner foods? Name all of them.
No. Okay. So maybe dinner foods was wrong to say. Lunch was right to say. Lunch foods, I guess, because you can have lunch foods for dinner. You can also have breakfast for dinner, though.
Mhm.
Oh, I have
I've worked
But
night shift.
the
Food
biggest-
doesn't exist.
The biggest tragedy of this COVID-19 thing is no more 24/7 McDonald's.
What?
It is
Oh, yeah.
24/7, isn't
I'm
it?
pretty sure it's
Not
the
here. Not here, or at least not at the McDonald's I go to. They got rid of 24/7 breakfast at
Which
McDonald's.
one? Which
Yeah,
one? There's
they
two of
24/7
them.
breakfast, but you can still get.
Yeah, that's just McDonald's to me, though. I don't eat the lunch food at McDonald's. I don't like it.
All right.
So I can't go to McDonald's at like midnight and get a McMuffin.
So
my
you want
praise.
emo McDonald's so you can get that breakfast.
I just
at
want
midnight.
breakfast McDonald's,
Figured it
man.
out.
Like, I just want my breakfast midnight.
You want K-pop McDonald's then, because
Oh,
it's all the
God, I'm-
happy breakfast foods.
I just want my breakfast.
like it's
I
like
just
sweet and sugar music.
I just want my
Yeah.
breakfast at midnight. I work
Alright.
hard, debatably, and
he works.
I
He does
work, and I
Gets me those forms.
feel
You could hear that on
like
KTRL yesterday. Like
I
5
feel like
o'clock.
I should throw my hat in the ring and say that
Alright, alright.
McDonald's should just become a breakfast joint.
Just a breakfast joint.
Just a 24/7 hour breakfast joint. I would go there.
Didn't they try to do that
So
once?
What?
Didn't they have like a McCafe?
Probably.
A
But I think that's like a cafe thing. I think it's just for coffee.
Isn't a cafe? Never mind.
The McCafe has some foods.
I thought cafes had like
But-
foods.
Yeah, but it's like you go to a cafe
It's
for
like sweet
coffee.
treats. Like
You know, it's like going to
donut sticks they
it's
had
like
for a while.
well, it's like going to Sonic. You know, like you don't really go to Sonic for the food. You go there to get like all the slushies
yeah,
and like
you
that
go for
stuff.
drinks.
Yeah.
The
So that's what a
mixes.
cafe is, except instead of slushies, you go for coffee.
Uh,
Yeah, there's like food included, but that's not like
My bud's the
main
head
point.
cook at Sonic, so it's a different situation.
All right.
He always comes back. I cook in his kitchen.
Yeah.
I use his kitchen to
Mm.
cook all of our collective food, and so there are always boxes of chicken strips,
Yeah.
just
Really?
everywhere.
It's always the chicken strips. that come back?
They always bring back chicken.
I can like walk to a Sonic
Interesting.
too. Which
Um,
Sonic does he work at?
Oh, it was that one.
Oh, that one. Yeah. I No, I don't go.
Well, there's two, and there's one main
Yes.
road that runs through the entire town, and
Yes.
Jake lives at the
No,
other
I
one.
mean it's the
Yeah.
same. It's the same thing with like McDonald's, either that one or that one. But
Yeah.
the podcast listeners don't see our pointing.
Oh yeah,
No, you can
podcast
look-
listeners. I pointed off towards the door of the room.
Yeah. Okay. So
Gotcha,
Because that-
Cole.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
it's also like Google Map. You can kind of paint a picture, pretty picture with that. The one
Yeah, I guess
closest.
you could, or we could leave it into a level of Welcome to Night Vale, where it's like, yeah,
Knifeville.
the Sonic or Jake's Sonic. Do 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 do.
Okay,
I love that show.
that works.
Oh,
Should I
God.
move on to the next
yes,
bit?
please.
All right. Disney. But the G is backwards for the kids.
What?
What?
Disney
Okay.
with a G.
All right.
What?
Jake, you're just not enjoying this.
I just do not like Disney.
Oh my God.
Alright.
I am super like they're such an evil corporation.
So let me hit you with Disney,
Okay. What's
but back,
Disney?
but it's backwards for the kids.
Okay.
Disney.
I love Disney. I'm
Microphones are working here. Here. Mics are working here.
Okay.
Did we?
Once we started the Disney thing.
Okay. So that's when it like shut off?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's back on.
All right, that's
We had a very heated discussion about public domain. Do you want to redo it?
absolutely. I
All
am
right.
Could you turn Jake's mic down if we're gonna do this again?
I am so like I can rant about like public domain forever. It's like it's like a super hot button take. It's like probably like number 3 or 4 behind all my major ones, and no one talks about it because people just kind of accept it as like just a part of life.
Why did our audio go?
I figured out what was wrong here. I messed up the thing. Ethan messed up all of our audio again. 3rd week in a row.
Ethan, you know, it's okay.
I
It
shouldn't be the
happens.
host. I shouldn't be the host.
No, you are a great
Nah.
host. I'm not even kidding. You are a great host.
Pickle me.
I'm not even bullying you.
Pickle
like,
me and then slice me up in a little.
you know what? How long it has
Saute
been
the
since
pan.
I have bullied you? Come on.
Saute me in a pan
No.
for my crimes.
No.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
Jake was there.
Hi.
For what? What did you do yesterday?
Left the mic on during a break.
Oh right. Did people like hear things? Like
Yes,
did you
they-
say
I-
wrong?
yes.
Yeah, we discussed the entirety of the music sheet on air
Yes.
Oh.
over NPR.
Oh. NPR. It wasn't even KXTR.
Yeah, if it was KXTR, that'd be bad,
fine.
but that'd be bad, but it wouldn't be like
Not like this.
yeah, this is people who
Are
live in
listening for a whole different reason.
yeah. There's people in Fort Worth who listen to this.
Not to hear my silliness.
Well, what time was it?
It's like-
Drive time.
yeah, it was like prime ATC.
It was like right after 5.
Oh, you know, it's okay. People just know that student workers are
No, they
like
don't.
it.
No, they don't.
I'm not helping. I'm not helping
I'm
college
sure-
students.
You know,
I've
the other
I've
day-
heard NPR make mistakes. Their mistakes are going like, oh, flipping the script over and then going. In other news, in Tanzania.
no, I've definitely heard an NPR host just go like completely like and my name is
Yeah,
yeah.
but that's like a professional thing because they talk every single day. I talk like once a day, ever. This is my hour for the day. I've already messed it up.
No.
I'm going downhill, guys. I'm
No.
aging too fast. I even had a good 7 hours of sleep last night. Disney.
Okay.
But the G is backwards for the kids. That was our last segment.
That was
before I
our-
cut the audio.
That was
out.
our last segment. I have no idea where to even.
Public domain.
Okay.
Disney's gone too far.
Disney has been going too far for the longest time. Public domain used to exist as this like trove of relevant characters and IPs that anyone can kind of pick out and sort of interpolate a story around. You know, it was supposed to be something that could so to say just exist as
Something that people in the modern time can pull from.
yes, something people from the modern time can pull from.
And there are ways to renew an IP if it continues to be used. Like Superman,
Yeah.
he's still being used this day. And things of that nature, what like the people are there to use it.
Now, here's the thing. I don't know the details of Superman. I don't know if there's
he was
an
public
exception.
domain once. For
Once.
like a week.
For like a week. Did he leave public domain?
Yes.
That is the problem. You should not
Mm.
be able to leave public domain. Once someone is able, once something enters public domain, it should remain in public domain.
Mhm.
But here's the thing. The thing is with public domain in Disney, I don't know if this got cut in, but I'm just going to
go ahead.
repeat my point. Disney, like, how copyright worked is it was designed as a way to protect artistic individuals who came up with ideas, who, God, it's like slipping.
Go ahead.
It came up. It was like this idea to protect artistic individuals from like having other people's like just steal their ideas
Yeah.
and like redo them. It's sort of like a patent, only for creative works.
Mhm.
And the
But
problem,
don't people do that anyway?
Like parody and stuff.
Yeah,
For,
I
like,
mean,
copyright laws?
there's plenty of artists who redo Disney things.
They technically shouldn't be doing it. It's like
But we have the internet, so it happens
that's
anyway.
yeah, that's the thing. That's a legal gray zone.
Illegal.
Yeah, it's technically illegal.
But no one does anything about it.
Yeah, no one does anything about piracy, which I am in favor of, by the way. But the point remains.
Book 'em, boys.
Yeah, book me. I don't care. I'm also in favor of a lot of illegal stuff. The point is, though,
I
it is illegal
guess.
and it shouldn't be. And just because it's like, oh, well, people get away with it anyways, that doesn't mean that it should remain legal. Because, like, you can't make...
Because what that means is that at any moment you can do
Disney
something.
can totally just go through and DMCA all those people and their livelihoods will be destroyed. Just because they can do it doesn't make it legal. And yeah, not only that, but it's also a matter of like, I can't write a book featuring Disney characters. I can't write a book with Harry Potter
without
characters. Like,
paying the proper
yeah, you have
money.
to pay them.
It's licensing.
You have to pay for licensing.
Now we get into licensing companies and licensing law,
Yeah.
which is really really vague.
Really vague and, in my opinion, really antitrust. The whole thing about like licensing IPs is that Disney sort of took the idea of like, hey, let's take this sort of law that's designed to protect artistic individuals. We own all these IPs. We own the mouse. We own like all this stuff we're making. Let's lobby and
backwards G.
push. Yeah, let's lobby and push to have all of these like IPs extended to be even longer than they can. And they kept pushing it. It started out as like 20 years. Once it's 20 years, enters public domain, anyone can use it. Went from like 20 years to like 50 years to 75 years to the lifetime of the creator to lifetime of creator plus like 25, 70 so years. I don't remember the exact amount.
I believe it's currently life plus 70.
Yeah. The point is that there's no reason for like life past 70 to exist, you know, because like some people might say, hey, well, their kids might get something out of it. Most of the time, that's not the case. Most of the time, it's so the corporation who originally owned said IP can keep a stranglehold on it. That benefits corporations much more than it does benefit.
To think about, like, take that argument of someone like, for instance, let's say that my dad invents a superhero that goes incredibly well, and then he gets to live off of that for his whole life, and then I get to live off of that for my whole life. Seems a bit like so counter to everything else in the American workforce.
I don't necessarily agree with that point as a whole, because I am in favor of inheritance. It's like, why bother making all this money if you can't pass it down to your kids?
Yes.
My point
What I'm getting at is, like, for a corporation to agree with that, it seems very counter to the rest of all of their points.
Yeah.
When they like drop animators immediately after
no, like
things.
corporate, like, bar none, end of the day, most corporations do
I'm
not
getting
care
a
about
horrible
you.
look.
There are I'm just keeping you informed.
Like, just most corporations just don't care about you. That's just it's par for the course. It's a machine. It's not a person. The point is, though,
piece of paper.
yeah, the point is, though, is that like Disney is pushing for this not because they want creators' kids and grandkids to make a bunch of money off their IP. They want it because they want to have the stranglehold and hold on to that IP as much as possible. And the thing is, though, is that was predominantly made to benefit them. Like, there's no denying. You look at like the legislative work about it. You look at how hard Disney lobbied against it. There's a reason why that specific law, I don't remember the exact name of it, is colloquially referred to as the Mickey Mouse Protection Act.
Oh.
Yes, because they wanted to keep a stranglehold on Tugboat Willie for as long as they can. And it's still owned by Disney. That version of Mickey Mouse is still owned by Disney, and no one can use that without paying a licensing fee. You know, and so that's the thing, is that ultimately copyright became about protecting corporation interests more than protecting artistic individuals, because you cut out all of these IPs and lock them behind a licensing fee, and that cuts out potential artistic creativity. Like, you can't like fan fiction and fan art and stuff like that most of the time you're gonna be fine if you upload it online, but it is still technically illegal.
Yeah.
And if a company,
because there's no licensing.
yeah, and a
paid into it.
company could easily, if they wanted to, abuse copyright. So you're always at the mercy
And
of
we
it.
actually, you see a lot of that. A lot of that recently was coming off of parody laws and stuff with
Mhm.
copyright claims on certain platforms.
Oh no, like even if you want like a super recent case, and this wouldn't apply like in
Go
the
ahead.
previous thing because this is such a recent sort of recent, not even recent IP, but like yeah, recent IP I guess.
Go
But
ahead.
there's been a Naughty Dog has been abusing the hell out of DMCA to silence criticism of Last of Us 2. There has been a lot of that. We're talking like anytime someone is even like marginally critical of it, which a lot of people are because a lot of people just do not like The Last of Us 2. I haven't played it. I have like zero intent to. The point is people have like people who aren't like within like game journal media have been harshly like critical of the direction this game is going, and Naughty Dog has been on a war path to DMCA anyone who's criticizing it, which is very antitrust, very like just in general just evil. But yeah,
Not
no,
the proper way of going about dealing with those
absolutely not.
criticisms.
But the point is, though, is that copyright needs to be reformed. It's needed to be reformed for the longest time. It has a stranglehold on creative freedom, which is ironic considering the purpose of copyright.
Yeah.
You know, being that you're supposed to protect creative people and keep them from like losing money. You know, it's like, yeah, it's like I'm also of the opinion that say, like, okay, so you make your dues off of selling like a famous world-selling book. Copyright almost ensures it to where if you have like one successful book, you can coast off of that for the rest of your life, and that in a way also kind of cuts off like a like the creative drive to make more. So like example, like J.K. Rowling's doesn't need to like make money like she doesn't need to like make a new book. She's fine with just having her 7 Harry Potters. That's it. But if copyright, like let's say like the copyright of like each Harry Potter book eventually over the like the course of maybe 20 years would slowly kind of enter the public domain, she would be almost forced to try and come up with new innovative ideas.
Yeah.
You know?
And then she would be eaten alive by coal, it seems.
Sorry.
Not a big fan of her on Twitter recently.
No, I'm not. I
No.
love Harry Potter. I do. And they're great works in my opinion. I just love how magical it is. But I don't like the writer because of the things she said in recent.
Continues to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, the point is copyright needs to be just
Dissolve Disney along with copyright law and give us Gizney, but the G is backwards for the kids.
okay. I'll take it because copyright law is getting like reformed.
We did. Can't touch each
Wow.
other, Jake. Can't like high five.
Okay.
You
No.
forgot.
No contact. What's up?
I was just saying he forgot.
Jake, you almost forgot.
I have bad memory.
It's okay.
You know what you might have also forgotten?
Yeah.
We have a water park in town.
I know about that. I drive
Alright, never
past it
mind.
every now.
Water park in town.
We got like
what happened?
No, we got like 15 minutes now. We gotta just sit.
No,
Jake-
let's not.
I'm
let's
down
not
for
do
sitting.
that.
So Splashville is open in
Splashville.
Stephenville. There's our little bit of Stephenville news. We can do this one, and then we can do the upsetting one, the one that you might enjoy, Jake,
Oh boy.
or it
well,
might really you
Oh,
might
God.
not enjoy.
Trust me, I enjoy my
I
anger.
know
I'll
you're
enjoy it
going to-
regardless.
You're gonna react to this one.
Okay.
Splashville has opened up, and they have a 165 people maximum, and then there are temperature checks before each gate, and there is a sensitivity, immunocompromised, and senior citizens hour at the first hour of each operating day.
Yeah, I
Okay.
liked how they worded that in the press release. It was like sensory as well,
Yeah,
which just means like
sensory. That's what it
sensory
was.
issues, or sensory things.
And they have like a huge lazy river, so I could definitely
But
see
no
that being
inner
a
tubes
thing.
on that.
Oh,
I was just saying that in the press release it said no inner tubes on the
Yeah.
lazy river, so you can just
float
float
like a
without a tube.
like a buoyant egg, like a human being. You know what you do? You load up on watermelon, you pass out in the lazy river, and you call it, and you set a timer for an hour, and you have them fish you out by the foot and resuscitate you, and you're done.
Just get a tube.
No, you can't have a tube.
No, you
though.
can't have a tube.
That's weird.
Like it's a
The inner
COVID
tube.
thing.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
that's one of their COVID measures.
I'll bring my own noodle and like wrap it and
I
like.
think
Like you're not
That's
allowed, Jake.
still not.
Part of the rules.
Is you can neither rent nor take
Bring.
a tube.
I don't know why I can't take my own tube.
Although interesting enough, at Granbury Beach, you can rent things, which I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, but they seem to have given up on trying to control the people. We broke that announcement a couple of weeks ago of like it's
Mhm.
opening up, don't ask for anything, and people immediately
Yeah.
like they just heard the first half of like it's opening up, not the second half of don't touch people,
Yeah.
don't make contact with human beings, they're evil. How little we learn.
We're all human beings, Stephen.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I'm not.
Thanks, Jake.
Okay.
Keeping it real here. So
What's
Splashville has opened up. Do we think that is it summer yet? Like officially, it's finally getting hot.
Technically, I mean
it's totally
It's
summer.
finally
My AC
getting
went
hot
out, it's
though.
summer.
Okay.
I hate summer so much. I
All right.
really wish we could switch it to winter, like
Not-
winter break.
Like
Yeah, like I just
honestly, I don't know why we have like Texas loses everything in summer break. I feel.
What do you
Like
mean?
here's the deal. You could be going to class during summer in an AC building
Yeah.
like all day.
Yeah.
And then you have an excuse for being tired after class because you come home and you're just exhausted from being outside, right?
yeah
And then you get all winter to chill out.
yeah.
But then again, a lot of my activities are indoors
Mm.
anyways. I just think that, okay, Jake, you and I have talked about this a little bit, the normies, right?
Yeah.
They don't know how to function outside of like the general standard of way of functioning. I
Yeah,
feel.
that's just kind of par for the course. They're the type of people
What do
who
you
are
mean?
unadaptable.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
unadaptable.
You know, they
is,
can't-
is kind of
yeah.
my biggest concern here.
You mean like people who
watching,
are having difficulties with like quarantine? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like I don't know, maybe I'm incredibly weird, but I have no troubles with quarantine, and I'm assuming it has to deal with like sitting at home and having quote unquote nothing to do.
You did get to come to work though.
I got to come to work, yes. However,
You did have some sort of human interaction.
I had some sort of human interaction, yes,
Yes.
as staged as it was in this menagerie that is life.
Here's the thing, like
However, people at home now have extended control and freedom over their schedules.
Mm-hmm.
And like I have that to a degree as well because I finally have some savings and I could go on vacation. It's not me saying like, hey, stop complaining, because there's a whole nother thing going on social media right now that's like way more important. What I'm getting at is like you don't have to go outside just because it's open doesn't mean you have to go there. That's
Yeah,
my 2
that's
cents.
true.
Like you don't have to.
That's true.
yeah.
It seems all right. I was expecting a little more backlash of like, nah, Ethan, people should be allowed to go outside.
I
And I was like,
mean,
nope, outside's evil.
Yes, they should be.
The
allowed to go
sun is
outside.
literally eating you alive.
I mean,
Okay, but you
It's
need.
cooking you
As
faster
someone
than
with a
normal.
vitamin deficiency, you also need to go outside.
Buy vitamins and eat them.
have
It
go
messes
go to
you
backyard. Like it's not like China where
Crack
we
a-
were welded
nothing is
inside.
like feeling the sun
you
on
know?
your skin. But
Crack a
maybe that's just
window.
me.
Crack a window.
Well, here's my thing. Like we
Maybe it is just you.
are ultimately
Yeah,
like
maybe
we
I'm just vitamin deficient, and every time I feel the sun, I feel like the vitamin's actually happening.
Crack a
Well,
window, gecko skin.
My point is that yeah, we were under quarantine, but that doesn't mean you can't like go outside and get sunlight.
paper
You know,
stuff.
like
Yeah.
there's backyards, front yards. You could like walk down the
Well,
street.
some people live in an apartment.
You have dogs.
I live in an apartment and I can go
Take 'em
outside.
for a walk.
Yeah.
Like-
Okay. But I ended up being nocturnal for a while during quarantine.
That's just summer for me.
So-
That's a personal choice.
No, it just happened somehow.
What?
It just happened.
You just woke up one day and you were like, yes, 6
Well-
a.m. The perfect time
I
to
mean,
be
there
alive.
is ways
Dinner
to kind of
time.
No,
like
we used to like take the dogs on walks and everything at night.
Because it's hot out and the sun's evil. Look at me. I'm so smart and handsome.
I mean, there is ways to mitigate.
You're
being
talking.
like,
You're talking to a guy who quite literally worked for an entire year of his life,
Yes.
like no contact with
but
people.
there are some
night
people
shift.
with like mental health that need to go outside
Yeah.
and need to have
you can
human
go
interaction.
outside.
yeah, like you're not. It's not the matter of not going outside. It's a matter of
I'm just
like.
saying, don't go to the pool.
Yeah.
You don't
Like-
need to be going to the pool and
But
the
it's
beach
Texas
and touching
and
people.
It's
That's not an
Texas
excuse.
Yeah. It's like.
in
That's
June.
not my fault that I was born here.
I
That's
mean,
my parents' fault.
I go outside in the sun.
They're
Like,
to
plenty
blame.
of things that
There are other factors involved here that put me in this geographical location.
Yeah, I'm just saying you can't keep people from the water in Texas in June.
You know how you do it?
water bottles.
Leviathans, bring them back. Big sea serpents.
I think they went extinct a
Yeah,
long time ago.
Pretty sure people.
That's
would
why I
just
just said bring them back.
How we do that?
Just start feeding fish a lot more than we used to. Like a lot more.
Okay.
You start small. Extra plankton. All right. You
I
have
think
to,
you're just gonna give fish diabetes.
No, that's not how that works.
if anything, you would give them fatty liver. Increase the oxygen count. And I know a little bit about biology. Like just enough to make
I know nothing
monsters.
about biology, but I know that.
Just enough for hyena jaws and monsters.
Okay.
Oh God.
One would say those are the same. A cultured man would say that they're separate.
Okay.
All right, Jake?
We're not coming
I'm
back to
following.
this.
So, making the Leviathan. Step 1.
Okay.
You have to increase the oxygen supply in the ocean. How do we do that?
I don't think you can. I think it could work in maybe a lake, but I doubt it could in an ocean. It's
So
just too
Jake's immediately given up. He's fired from my super secret evil laboratory.
Okay,
Cole,
much. I'll make my own super
goes-
secret evil laboratory.
humans-
and then we have
still-
our monsters
Humans
fight.
still exist.
Yes,
so they
whoever
would just
whoever
kill them
wins gets to
anyway.
rule the world, and
They
I
would
will
kill
rule
them
the
before they
world.
even
That's my
got
goal.
to-
No. Because we make them in the bottom of the ocean and then send them up.
Yes.
But there's like still fishing that gets things from that deep and like
Yeah, not very often.
no,
it's
not very
incredibly rare.
often. But as soon as someone caught
Also,
one,
like,
they would look
make
for
a-
them and
also
then kill
make
them
a-
all and
no.
be like, oh,
No, that's not true because we're not going and getting all of the giant squid. Like, we're not doing that.
I am.
Again, we.
I am.
Okay. Thank you, Jake.
oh my, they're just pointing at each other.
Don't no.
Podcast
This is
listeners.
this is exclusive.
This is video exclusive.
Yeah, this is video exclusive. So now we have to change it up. Do not describe this.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna okay. Wow. This is what happens
Video
when you two
exclusive.
get together.
Video exclusive content.
Trust me, if we
Giant sea serpent.
really,
That'll
okay.
keep everyone out of the water. No, it won't. Because Jaws happened.
Yeah. Although it did give, society fear of sharks.
That made it worse, though.
'Cause people like
They
fear.
took the people. You know what people did from Jaws? Take the wrong
Shark
message.
Week.
You know
The
what I mean?
wrong message wasn't the fact that Jaws was a shark that needed to be killed. The wrong message was that they trusted the mayor who said that everything was fine when there was a killer shark in the water.
Well, I will.
An uncontrollable, untamed beast that was a product of
People
a
like
natural
danger.
process outside of the one that humans entered. We're not supposed to be in the water. I'm just going to say it, all right? Humans aren't supposed to be in the water.
We're supposed to drink it.
We are supposed to drink it, and
Not
that's
the salt
about
stuff.
it. And we're not. If you drink too much of it, guess what? You drown. You drink too fast, you're dead. That's it. Boop.
I think it's just a matter of
can't
you're drinking
actually
salt
just
water.
No, that's
That'll
just
kill you.
yeah, it will, but
No, it'll
not for the
dehydrate
same
you.
reason.
Again, you're not supposed to be in the ocean. That's salt water, baby.
Mermaids.
You can't be in the. That's not a human. That's a fish person.
They're
I've taken a defensive stance now. I hope you understand.
Wow.
I'm in the horse stance, upward facing palm. I can get up so fast from this chair and knock over some things.
I wouldn't.
Well, you're a
but
coward.
the ocean is so
I
cool.
wouldn't.
What?
It is cool. There's so many different animals.
You know
and
the
it's so
birds live
colorful
on
and-
top of it, right?
Yeah, but it's not the water.
Yeah, it is though. Like an albatross.
Okay, but
That ocean has box jellyfish. I don't trust it.
Yeah, jelly. It has jellyfish.
No, like
How can
some jellyfish are fine. Box jellyfish in Irukandji, that
Just don't.
You can't see
Exactly.
them.
Don't swim.
Yeah, you can't. See
Exactly.
No, I meant
No,
don't see
yeah.
where they're at.
Just don't swim.
them. Wait, know where they're at? Do you know that like box jellyfish
Okay,
are practically
you know how many-
invisible?
How many years I've been scuba diving and never run into a box jellyfish?
You have no proof.
Seriously?
You
have
got
no
really
proof.
lucky.
You have no
I'm
proof.
alive.
You got really
They
lucky.
don't kill. They just hurt really
Sometimes
bad.
they do kill.
See, they hurt so bad sometimes you die, but they don't kill. They just hurt. Have you ever been
They
hurt?
hurt bad.
Have you ever been hurt real hard?
Hurt real hard.
Mm-hmm. It's a yes or no question, Cole.
Yes.
Box jellyfish.
No,
Box
it
jellyfish.
wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
They're invisible.
Box jellyfish of the heart, of the soul, of the mind.
No. No.
Yes.
They're metaphorical fears created by the folly of man.
But box
The
jellyfish.
ocean.
Box jellyfish.
It's powered
are
by
real.
the moon.
Box jellyfish are real, and their only thought process is to kill.
You ever watch?
They don't have a
No,
brain. They just have
Yeah,
a
they're-
mouth, eyes, and a bunch of little tentacles with little like needles. That
All right, that sounds way cooler than what a jellyfish looks like.
It,
though.
yeah, because it
Jake,
is. Jellyfish
Jake,
are
you're
really
building-
cool.
You're building them up more.
Jellyfish, dude. Have you
please.
seen a jellyfish tentacle under a microscope?
Yes.
It's really cool.
It's a cactus.
Yeah, it is like a cactus. Only it's like a cactus that has like retractable claws. It's
That's
like-
not a cactus at all.
Yeah, exactly. Because box
What?
jellyfish are cooler than a cactus.
How dare you?
Cactuses are cool. Box jellyfish are cooler, but they're also more deadly, and they want to kill you and eat you. And they're invisible.
Okay, they
All
want
right.
to consume. That
Predator.
doesn't mean they just like want to murder everyone. Just
Yeah.
because they want to live and consume does
No,
not
here-
mean
they
they're.
kill every other human that they come across.
They don't have a brain
leave
though.
a
They don't
message.
have. Yeah, they don't have a
No, they
brain.
don't.
They do not have a. They literally just
It's
float
just
around
happenstance.
and like oh something's near me.
Oh wow, what?
Eat.
The ocean leaves out strings of monsters that if you come into contact with, they'll hurt and or attempt to eat you. Sounds like you shouldn't be in it.
Yeah.
But the ocean is so cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah, the ocean's cool.
So
like,
are volcanoes.
You know,
But like, don't get in them.
yeah, like
Duh.
volcanoes are pretty cool.
Come on, Mount St. Helens
I
is
think
coming
the-
apart.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mount.
God.
Yeah, just
Don't. That's.
The caldera isn't actually going to explode this time. It's everything has shifted. Has it not?
I am not. You know what? It's 2020.
You're right though.
It's 2020.
Can't trust a single thing.
I love how everyone in 2019 was like, you know what? 2020, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome.
I didn't.
2021 will be worse.
I didn't.
Don't say that.
I'm predicting it.
It does have to get worse by at least 2023 though,
Yeah.
right?
Why?
Because the energy war talked about during
Stop.
what was it? Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Why?
Or in Mad Max when the ocean dries up.
True.
Finally, the ocean's gone, and then men are free.
Yeah. Free from box jellyfish.
Yeah,
Irukanji.
yeah. Sharks won't be hunted anymore.
Sea crates.
Because they'll all be dead.
Potato, potato.
I mean, like Venus is doing fine.
Yeah. And Mars.
Yeah, like they're doing.
Mars
fine
is about to have a
without
ton of life on it. It doesn't have an ocean.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, they're fine. They're good. Don't worry about it.
It's about to have a whole bunch of rich people living on it. It doesn't even have an ocean, dude. It'll be like New Mexico. New Mexico.
Dude, I like. It's gonna be. It's so weird to think that eventually Mars will just have slums. You know,
I'm
like
pretty sure we'll have ocean cities before we actually think about living on Mars. Because let me walk you through a little bit of logistics here. You're gonna have to show up on Mars, pay $1.5 million
we're gonna go to war with
to
Mars.
get there. Stop it. We're gonna have to pay. Probably actually, we're gonna pay $1.5 million to get to Mars. They're not gonna be alive when this happens.
No,
Let me get. Stop interrupting
can't
me.
wait.
Come on, man. You're gonna have to pay $1.5 million to get to Mars, and then you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna get bored, cause it's just the desert up there. That's way worse, cause you sunburn to death up there.
It's gonna be rich scientists. They find interesting stuff. To
No,
look
they
for.
don't though.
So-
On Mars, yes.
Scientists-
So you're saying that we shouldn't go in the ocean because it'll kill us because it's made to kill us, but
Yeah.
the sun, in essence, is made to kill us. So where are we?
The
supposed to
sun
go?
is made to get us life, though.
Underground.
The sun is.
Do you know what else
give
lives
us
underground
life.
and is a mammal? Naked mole rats, and they're freaking invincible.
I'm claustrophobic though.
Cut off your eyes.
Cut off my eyes. No.
Replace them
won't-
with robot eyes.
Exactly.
That
Yeah.
won't stop.
Dude,
The
robot eyes where you can
fear.
you can like
But then you
click
won't
them like
know
here, like
when
you
you're
can
afraid.
you can click your temples and it switches to like infrared and then night vision and then like, oh man, that'd
Okay,
be cool.
we get.
All right, Megazord.
Jake wants to be a robot. We all know.
Yeah.
this.
We do know this.
I
Yes.
want to be a robot.
I would prefer what is it? Augmented reality goggles.
Yes,
We've talked about
discussed.
that, and you're in agreement with me that they are just better.
I think they're cool. I think they can come with different bad things.
So I just haven't convinced you hard enough.
Cars came with bad things.
That's what I'm hearing.
The internet came with bad things.
Everything comes with bad things.
Live underground in a little concrete box.
Dirt comes with bad things.
No,
Grow
see,
a garden.
people literally go
Grow
crazy.
a mold garden.
Learn how to eat dirt. That's how we end world hunger.
I'm gonna move on to our last topic from
Okay.
that. The second electric card skimmer was found at the gas station across the street.
What?
Second one in town this year.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Card skimmer. You know what a
Okay.
card skimmer is, Jake?
Elaborate.
You
No.
swipe your credit card and or debit card,
Okay.
And it
and it
takes your
steals all
information.
your information.
Where was it found?
The one right across the street,
Okay, I never used that one. So.
Wait,
right by my work.
Right by
wait.
Montana's.
Yeah.
The little,
Wait,
the little
the-
one that
the-
really you
the
don't want to
Lilies?
go
No, College
No.
Stop.
College stop. Oh.
to. The little gas station that looks like it shouldn't even like be there.
Yeah.
That
The single pump station.
Yeah.
that's why they don't like. Oh, that makes sense.
What's up?
I use that for gas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
The gas card thing doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
They got my stuff.
You should probably check in on that.
Yeah. So far, they've only found the skimmer, but they didn't find. The police stated that they weren't able to find anyone who had lost information or any fraudulent charges so far.
Okay.
However, just make certain that you
Yeah, check your bank.
are good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that actually right now.
Jake's hopping on his phone. Cole,
Yeah.
have you had to deal with skimmers of any kind? Do you have fear of them? Have you seen
fear of 'em
recent
now.
advancements in skimmer
Um,
technology?
I don't know too much about them. I
Mhm.
know,
Do you think you could recognize one if you saw it?
like, physically, no.
Yeah.
Although my significant other
Uh-huh.
is the child of a cop, so he tends to, like, be really worried about those things.
Oh, yeah?
So if my card ever doesn't work somewhere, he's like, skimmer.
That's the first thought.
Yep.
Is skimmer.
Yes,
You
actually.
good, Jake?
Yeah, I'm good.
We're good, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo! And folks.
I need to focus
And
here, like,
folks.
because here's the tip. If they're taking a penny at a time out of your bank account, that's a problem.
Yeah, any amount of...
No,
Hey.
like the thing is with the penny thing is you don't notice it.
No,
Like
you're...
that's how you steal money from a bank
Do you
account
not
without
check
getting caught.
your bank regularly?
No, I check it about as regularly as I can, but I'm probably gonna have to check it a little
Pick
bit
a
more
number.
regularly now. What?
like once a week.
Yeah, like once a week probably.
That's all you'd need, because you would have your finances figured out as to how much money you have in and out.
Yeah, then I'm good.
Although, does anyone else, or is it just me, like,
Yeah,
feel
walk me through it.
anxiety every time you look at your bank account?
Yeah.
Because it's always in the red?
No, I just mean.
Oh.
Sorry, man.
Go ahead.
No, I just feel like, okay, so I feel like our generation has a lot more anxiety than, say, our previous generation. And so
Yeah.
there's so many things when you look at social media that, like,
That's what I
over
blame
here
it on.
have anxiety about asking the McDonald's worker for more napkins.
We're
I'm
just
like,
not alcoholics.
bank.
No, I think
There's
probably
some alcoholics in
No, I
our
think
generation, too.
We're
I
getting
think-
there.
I think the internet has caused a
Quarantine
lot of
helped.
anxiety.
You think I've
The internet?
completely
Yeah,
missed
like-
your
Yeah.
statement, Jake? I've passed out.
Yeah, like I think social media, not even like the internet in general, just like the social media like setup causes a lot of anxiety in people.
I know that
Constant
the
flow of
news
information.
loves to do that.
Hmm?
I know that the news really loves to do that.
Oh yeah, the news helps too. The news has always been really bad about causing anxiety, because the whole thing with the news is that they have, like, in recent years realized that, and by recent years I mean like probably a couple of decades, that you really can't make money by reporting on actual factual news.
Right.
You have to clickbait people and fearmonger. That's with everyone, really. Like, there's not a single like news station that doesn't do that. You know, so you really, if you're not,
That's actually my job here at the station,
yeah.
is to just scare people. Like when they walk by, I just look at them. I'm like,
No, I feel like you're definitely more on the humorous side, which I enjoy.
I'm gonna get fired.
Try harder.
man. I'm
Try
gonna get
harder.
fired. Then is what I just heard.
No.
I'm not doing my job properly. My Twitter account's going straight goth IHOP.
Oh God. Stop. You tried to bring it around.
I've killed Jake. Just right now. I just went.
You needed the sound effect.
I took a knife across the table into him.
Yeah.
He's cooked.
I'm hungry.
You look like you look like a fish who's just come out of a fryer, man. You all right?
That was such an insult.
Jake?
I don't think he's all right.
He's dead.
I'm good.
All right.
Don't worry about me.
Okay.
Do not worry about me.
Okay.
Ever.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna check my time.
Oh God. Okay.
We got time and a half.
Yeah, we do.
AKA a minute.
No, we got a little more than that.
Got a little more than a minute.
Okay.
Like
Oh,
8 minutes.
Oh yeah.
So social media and the internet has caused
That's
more
where
anxiety.
we're anxiety.
Caused
Yeah.
more anxiety in our generation because we grew up with it.
Okay.
That's
but-
why I'm in favor of banning it for kids.
Okay, but that's not going to work. People have already tried. For example, the platform that we are on.
YouTube.
Kids just log into their parents' information.
Or lie.
That's why you don't
Or
give your
lie.
kids your information. You know, like don't.
So we need to fix parenting, is what I'm hearing.
Absolutely, we've needed to fix parenting for the longest time.
Less parents.
Yeah. No.
No.
I don't think you let me think that.
I'm sorry, your face is just great.
I think that
Well, it was just
I
both
think
of
that
you.
you as a parent, here's the thing. Ultimately, I feel like the internet should be. I think the internet should be treated like alcohol.
Mhm.
It should be a issue of maybe,
Bad for you in the long run.
well, not even bad for you in the long run. It should be an issue of like, if you're a parent and like your kid, like obviously there's like kids who are 16 who try and like get older people to buy alcohol for
Yeah.
them.
But it's not viable to do that because of
What
how
is viable though?
because of how ingrained internet has become into education. Like you
Well,
can't
that's
have
why-
kids not be on the internet because they need the internet to be educated now.
Well,
Not necessarily, and even if that was the case, you can still have like supervised internet time. Like you can probably make a clause that allows for
you
something
can't
like that.
look at 20 to 30 kids' screens all at once.
what you can do though is set up firewalls such that they're not allowed to get on certain
Okay,
sites.
yeah, but there are
And that's
people
router
who can
control.
Yeah, that's router control,
Hack
and that's
that.
also
And the people who get around those would just get in trouble.
like my nephew, for example.
Don't out your nephew on this podcast, dude. He's got a skill. That's sellable. Chill out on him. All right, relax.
He wants to be a white hat hacker,
Well, it's-
and
I don't know
he's
why you
very
had to bring race
good.
white
Stop.
hat hacker. Continue, please.
And he's very good at what he does, and he started it when he was very young. So I think some kid would find a way around any kind of firewall.
Some kid would. Some kids would also find a way around any sort of 21 and up alcohol like blockade.
But for the
Policy.
normies,
Yes.
Yeah.
I see. For the average, the status
Yeah.
quo would be to enforce
Like I said, I'm
a
of
generalization.
yeah, I'm of the belief that I think that like just because it's not viable to stop all of it doesn't mean it shouldn't be stopped.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that's just the thing. It's like, oh well, like any kid can just like get a hold of alcohol, you know, so like we shouldn't even bother trying to enforce it.
Yeah, but I feel like you can contain that physical thing better than you can contain the internet.
But why should we like just
Well, you say that, but also like it requires a device to get on the internet. So if we limit device sales,
yeah, I'm
And
totally in
who's-
favor of that too. I think that even like with
we limit the sale of alcohol, and that's like a whole industry that thrives on
but
that.
then you'll get people who we're gonna have like a black market for
Yeah, we have a black market for
computer.
everything. I'm not in favor of banning computers and phones regardless. I'm in favor of banning them for minors. And it's harder for a minor to break into a black market than it is for an adult.
That's true.
You know, that's the thing. Is like I'm in favor of like legalizing drugs and whatnot, but the thing is I'm not in favor of legalizing them for minors, and that's because if there is a black market for them, it'll number one be localized, and number two not be easy to access because you would need like a friend to get it to you. And yeah, like there's instances where like kids start smoking because like they have an 18-year-old friend who gives them a pack of cigarettes. You know, that still happens. Should we do something
but it's
to
not
stop
gonna
it though?
happen widespread.
So how would you deal with the issue of like you just hitting that check mark and say you're 18 or 21?
You block off the sale of the device. People already do that. I did that when I had like Steam. I would go like, oh, well, this game's M-rated. I want it anyways. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Block out the sale of the device itself. Only sell the devices to the schools and to people 18 and older, and that cuts it off.
Okay, but then we circle back around to parents giving their devices to their children.
That's their
Does that
choice.
make
They
sense?
should make that choice if they want to.
Yeah.
And I think that certain social media websites should enforce age restrictions. Like that should be like...
Well, I mean, some do, but
Not all of them, and regardless, the point isn't to kick every single kid off the internet. That's just not possible. The point is to kick
The majority.
of them off, you know? Like, just because, like, there's not an
This
absolute
is a very
solution.
well-formed argument, Jake.
Thank you. I've been thinking about this for the longest time.
All of the time.
All of the time. You know, like...
Yeah. So, and the basis of cutting the internet off to minors, so let's say 21?
I'd say 21,
that
yeah.
seems to be the
I think
new,
21
the year for
why
adults.
21?
The
Why
reason
not 18?
the reason why I think 21 works instead of 18 is because if it's 18, that allows an 18-year-old age limit means like it's actually like a 16, 14-year-old one, because people who are 18 who are still in high school and are friends with kids in high school and are more willing to give said thing.
So basically, like the
Well, hold
alcohol
on.
thing.
I am in favor of the 18 age group simply under the notion that that's a voting age
Yeah.
in America specifically, and if you want people to make the proper
If you want
if you
also
want
have
people to be
having-
informed while they're voting,
if you
they
want to
would
give
need
my
access
Yeah,
to the
that's
most
true.
information.
if you want to give my opinion, I know this is one that probably neither of you agree with, and I don't want to get into the political argument of this.
Okay.
I'm in favor of increasing the voting age. I don't think that people I'm 21. I don't think I am necessarily mentally mature enough to vote. I think the voting age should be actually increased to 25, because that's when your mind is more developed. You're definitely paying taxes at that point. That's like my big thing, is that if you're voting and you're kind of like not paying taxes, you're more willing to vote for stuff that increases taxes, just because you're not having to worry about it. So you're getting basically free stuff. I think that if there is a service that should be voted into, it should be voted by the people who are paying taxes. If you're 25, you're more likely to pay taxes than someone who's like 18.
There are plenty of people who are 18 or 21 at jobs and even have families at that point. So why couldn't they vote?
I don't. Okay.
Maybe not make
Real-
it based
real-
on voting
whoa,
age.
whoa,
Maybe
slow
make
down,
it
slow
based
down,
on
you two.
taxation.
We don't actually have time to get into that big of a topic. If we
Okay.
want, we can save that for next week, because that actually has a lot of nuance to it,
Yes.
and we all have very different situations that we can talk about and represent.
Okay.
My whole issue is taxation. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
And age, maybe we should like just.
We
in
were
gen-
talking about internet.
All right, fine. The point is
Final closing statements, please.
the point is I think that internet should be treated more like alcohol, and like internet.
Like a controlled substance.
Yeah, it should be a controlled. At this point, we've seen enough research with a lot of these kids who are just developmentally stunted because they spent most of their life like connected to social media. You know, kids who don't really know how to function outside of a social media world.
Well, then should we just limit social media and not worry about the entire internet?
Like ban certain websites, but then we're controlling what companies are allowed
Yeah.
to do.
That's true.
You know, and I'm not in favor of that. I think, like I said, I think that in general, I mean, even then, like a device like one of these is still like really addictive to like
That's
a
true.
kid. Sans the internet, you know, like
Yeah, video games were incredibly addictive when they
Yeah.
first came out. It's a brand new thing. It can disrupt a lot of cycles,
yeah,
but it is also just a tool.
yeah. But do kids need tools? You know, like a hammer's just a tool, but a kid with a hammer
I
who's
would
not being
argue-
supervised.
I would argue yes, because supervision would be necessary at that point.
Yeah, like you can give your kid a phone if you're supervising them.
However,
And even-
there's also a
but-
level of responsibility at a certain level. Like you train, okay, training exists.
Yeah.
Right? You train someone how to use a hammer properly. You basically tell them like, hit this, don't hit this.
Yeah.
And
Right,
that way
that's-
you no
that's the
longer
bit.
have to watch
Then
them
you don't have
hit
to
the
watch them
hammer,
anymore
or
because
hit-
if they hit something, they either made a mistake or a conscious choice to do the improper thing, and then they go and get supervision
Yeah.
at a certain level,
Mhm.
right? So you would have to train internet etiquette at that point. If
Yeah.
you want, because you have people who would every year their birthday would rotate around and they would get access to internet.
I'm in the opinion of like internet etiquette is just like real life etiquette with like your sort of image sort of taken away, like your identity sort of stripped away. So I think
more
that
autonomous. More autonomous.
what do you mean?
Like I am just a number.
Yeah.
That can be randomly shuffled at any point. There is no way to figure out me personally.
Yes.
Got it. A masked society.
I am, yeah, absolutely. I'm 100% in favor of like internet anonymity.
Mhm.
Like I think that's like par for the course with the internet. And I don't think people should be pushing to have other people get their identities like revealed online. I think that's an incredibly like elitist mindset to where like, oh, well, like I want like, let's say someone like disagrees with me in a way and they have their identity online. I can like show that to someone like, hey, this person maybe like, let's say, give an example. I know Cole like this one, someone who is say LGBT in a country like the Middle East where something like that is frowned upon.
Yeah.
And they need to maintain a level of anonymity or else they could get potentially killed by their government.
And then doxed.
I think that is absolutely a necessity for the internet, is internet anonymity. I think that's par for the course. You know?
Okay. And keeping people off of it at a certain age gives you that ability to genuinely in a controlled environment teach them beforehand.
Yeah.
Hey, don't do these things online.
Yeah.
Control the information that you let flow. How do we know we messed it all up
Yeah.
and we threw everything out there for free?
Yeah.
I see. I understand where you're coming at. I like the system only because it works when everyone's paying attention to it and
Yeah.
is involved with it. Like most systems, I think it obviously has its failings of the people who don't want to be involved will just go off and do their own thing. But
But
again,
that's fine. That
they were going to do that anyways.
The whole thing about the internet is that there's this kind of like, with that level of anonymity, is that you also don't need to just use Twitter, or you don't need to be a part of a group on Twitter that you don't want to be a part of. You can like kind of move to another groups theoretically, go to another website, go
Yeah.
to another community. You shouldn't be forced to interact with people that you don't want to. You know, you shouldn't just live in an echo chamber, but that's more of a moral issue. That's less of like a like you should like allow people, you should encourage people to hear the other side of the argument, but
Yes.
you should also not force someone to be in a group that they don't want to be a part of.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And that echo chamber thing sort of echoes all the way back into like real life society as well. You have people who
Yeah.
live in small towns, stay in small towns, and there's nothing against small towns. It's against that mindset of I've seen everything I need to see, because I've lived a certain amount of years. When that's not
Not
true
necessarily
whatsoever,
true,
because you sat in one place and just observed
Yeah.
everyone else sitting in their own place. That comes from working with a bunch of people from different
Okay,
backgrounds.
But
What's up?
let me throw something out there. This is from, I guess, a personal experience. If you are limited in what you see, like the internet, for example, and if you're raised in a certain way, let's throw out your family is very religious based.
Okay.
All right. You always see this, and so you think that's the only way.
Biased.
Right. And then the internet comes along.
Yes.
And you see, oh, there's other people out there that are something different that you more agree with.
Yeah.
Well, how do you see that if you are limited?
You
know what I mean?
wouldn't see it until you're of a what we say 21?
Yeah.
You wouldn't see it until
Yeah.
you hit 21.
Okay,
So
but
you would already be out of your parents' financial holdings along with for insurance reasons and monetary goals and everything,
Okay.
right?
But speaking LGBTQ plus wise, plenty of kids.
Yeah. teenage.
this is harsh,
Yeah, go ahead.
but wouldn't be alive
yeah,
because
due to the teenage
Yes.
years.
because being in that sort of family is rough.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have the internet or a community or a connection,
So, internet being 21 and up
Yep.
works if everyone, and I think I said this a second ago, it works when everyone is that modeled society. Everyone's inclusive, everyone's understanding to the best of their ability, and it's just individualists. However, when you add in that traditionalist background from certain groups, this is where we find our pockets of pure problem.
All I really have to say about that is I just don't know. I'm still in favor of my solution.
Right.
But my whole issue with that is that is a problem and that should be solved. I don't know how to solve it though. And I do think that the majority of like people online like that are kids, I think that's damaging, you know? And that's personally just my priority, you know? And I understand that you have a different priority and it's a valid priority. It's a valid like concern. That's just not what I'm personally focusing on, you know?
yes, and that's how we get different policies put into place depending on like
Context.
different people's perspectives, different people's experiences equals different policies they
Yeah.
push for. It would take a long time, and I feel like more representation of different people to figure out exactly how we could
Deal with the internet.
deal with the internet in a way to protect people as well as give them access to
Everything that they want
public
and
domain.
everything they need. Oh, yeah. That is an interesting thought.
That's a very interesting thought. I'm trying to wrap my mind around that one.
Right. I have nothing more that I can add to this because the debate has happened in front of me.
Yeah.
Wasn't really involved.
No, you were the host, which
Yeah, but I was a bad host. 'cause
No, you
there
weren't.
was a whole like 5-minute segment that was just silence. It's fine. Let me read off my last little bit here. All right.
Nice.
How you doing?
I'm sorry.
Please no further drink in the studio. I'm just gonna read this and end it.
Okay.
The show.
The show.
This has been your episode of Cruisin the Planet, where you can find something to do in and around Stephenville every week. If you've enjoyed the show, don't forget to comment. Don't forget to recommend us to your friends. If you want to find more things made by us, follow the links in the description. And if you have any questions or suggestions, ask them in the comments or as a review of the show. If you haven't been able to do that, we have a what? Who wrote this? Why'd I write it? We have a spread.
You wrote that.
Did you write that?
Wow.
Don't
How
worry.
could you?
The Juneteenth Music Festival is tomorrow. There's a link in the description. Everyone have a good day.
Bye.